Does anybody want to adopt a Chihuahua? I'm just kidding. It's probably hard for you to hear that, isn't it, Chuchi? Yes, it's probably hard for you to hear that. So welcome, everybody. This is Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. We're coming to you live with the Chuchi Boochie right here. Oh, God. Oh, my glasses are dirty now. Go on. We're coming to you live. It is Sunday, 6 p.m. West Coast, San Francisco time. And this is our weekly live. It's a collaboration between myself, Rose, with Live by Design, and my partner, Marita, of the Path of Ish. And today on Ice Cream Sundays, we will be doing, as we always do, live one-on-one card readings or ice cream chakra clearings. We do 3 free one-on-ones. 3. And you have an opportunity right now, if you would like to sign up to be considered. We have a very lengthy application process. We actually do a random drawing. So if you want to sign up and put your name in the comments, you can be considered you can get on the list for the random drawing. And we will pick 3 people. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to start out by sharing a card or a short card reading for the week, just to give you kind of some context for what's in the air, some guidance for the week. And then we will do the 3 card readings or clearings for the people who have been picked. And then we will close with an ice cream chakra clearing for the group for whoever would like to take part in it. Excuse me, this always happens when I get on. So my lovely assistant here, we're switching roles for the day. I feel like I'm usually the lovely assistant, but it's not true, really. We both have our own businesses. This is one of several collaborative offers that we do, only a couple. This and moon ceremonies twice a month. We've been doing those for, it'll be a year in like a couple months, I think. Doing those for the public, I should say. And then we have a very intimate version of this called Ice Cream Social, in which only 5 people actually gather at a time on Zoom. We do clearings, we do readings, we get together as a group. It's really a lovely little circle. You can access our moon ceremonies and our ice cream socials by joining Marita's Patreon. So if you are interested, if you've been here before, you've seen our stuff a few times, and you're starting to be like, how do I get to be more in their world? Patreon is like the gateway drug for working with us because it's really affordable.
Very affordable.
You get quite a lot. Mm-hmm. And then the deeper you go into working with us, the more expensive it gets. So you should probably join Patreon because it's an amazing, cheap way to work with us. And the community of people that we have through Patreon is pretty lovely, you know?
Thank you.
So you're not just connecting with us, you're also connecting with a community of people. And what I've noticed is that over time, like the people that stick around are pretty awesome people. So that being said, Marita is starting to take down names. Would you be willing to tell them how to get on the list?
Yeah.
I know some folks already know.
People are already on here and interacting. So if you want a card, you say card, give us permission, and then give us a focused question. We don't do general card readings. We don't have a lot of time with you. We have about 5 minutes with you. And so we try to get as focused as possible. If you want a clearing, just say clearing and permission granted, and we will add you to the list. Hello, Moon Willow. Hello, Te Ariki. Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Mary Ann. Please like, please share. Sharing is caring and it is free. So whether it's on your individual Facebook pages or on anywhere you think that people would enjoy this, that'd be great. I will keep a very keen eye today. We've had a few people hop on during and after trying to, readers who are trying to get you to do whatever and private messaging you. So I'm doing my best to monitor that.
If somebody messages though you like after you've been on here and you don't recognize them and they're like, hey, do you want a reading?
That's not
Just
us.
delete that shit. Like they're probably spammers, number one. And number two, if they are a reader, that's some shady ass shit. Actually, I have a story. I think I'm going to write a post about it. So sliding into people's like private messages is a super common way to do promotion. And some people hate it and they say, I would never do that without knowing somebody. And some people are fine with it. And, but I actually had somebody who was like, we had mutual, Facebook acquaintances pop into my messages and be like, hey, I want to invite you to be part of this group that's for entrepreneurs, supporting them in, having balance in their marriages or whatever. Do you want to check it out? And I was like, okay, I'm not even friends with this person. Don't know them. Never met them. And I was like, my plate is pretty full right now, but also I'm queer. So if I was going to be in your group, I would want to know, like, have you actively made your group welcoming for the LGBT community? What the heck is that? Is that yours? Jesus, your hair is long. I was like, what stranger has been wearing a wig in our house? Wow, Marita's hair is so long, you don't even know. Look, this whole thing is Marita's hair. Zoom back. You got to zoom back and stretch it out now in front of the camera.
From here to here.
It's really long. So I messaged and I was like, hey,
I hope it's
what do you do to make your community be inclusive or like welcoming for, less heteronormative, basically. And she was like, oh, I totally get it. Like, I know what it's like to have a lot on your plate. And I was like, yeah, but she didn't respond to the rest. So I waited a little while and then I messaged back. I was like, yeah, but also like, what about that heteronormativity thing? And do you make your space friendly for queer people? So probably this person, I don't know who this person is. Maybe she's conservative, like super conservative around this topic, but she has completely ignored my messages. And so it's kind of an interesting lesson, right? Like before you pop into somebody's messages and try to hit them up, assuming you're a real person and not just a spammer, wouldn't you like go look at their mostly public profile that's like queer activism, look at my queer partner, instead of just being like, oh my God, no, I don't know what to say because she put me on the spot. That was a gotcha question, And I'm just like, oh my God. Delete.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to do the card of the week. And it's been...
Sorry.
If anyone saw one of my lives a couple weeks ago, I called it. No.
Called it? What did you call it?
Well, I told everyone that it was going to be really hard, 10 to 13 days. And then I got a message from one of my students being like, oh my gosh. I'm just telling people what's up. And April has been challenging. We had an energy and a portal open up to allow for healing. But if you really want healing, that means it's going to stir things up. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Deborah. Hello, everyone joining us. So here we are in a new month in May on Orthodox Easter.
Marita was like, I don't know, should we do it? It's Easter. And I was like, it's Easter? It's not Easter. Marita's all, it's Easter for some Orthodox people. I was like, do you think a lot of our audience are Orthodox?
I was just, But what I wanted to say is here we have an opportunity to read and see what the card of the week is. And I was just stating that it's been pretty on, based on the text that I get back from students or clients who are like, oh my God, the week was exactly what you called it, or these next whatever. So welcome. After that, we'll choose. I literally only have 3 names. So if no other people want to add and put their name in the hat for a card or a clearing, we will do those 3 people. You have until Rose is done with the reading, and then we do a group clearing at the end. So welcome if this is your first time. Again, my name is Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. That's IX. This is Rose with Live by Design. And if you have the question, who gave me my name?
I did. Just kidding.
It was given to me.
I was there.
Anyways, but that's a whole nother thing.
No,
So
continue.
welcome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your serious.
Nicole, awesome. So if you want a card or a clearing or want to be put into the hat, you say clearing and permission granted. Nicole, you would just say card, permission granted. And if you get picked, we will ask you for a specific topic. I will put you on the list once you give us permission. We are...
You're not asking people's questions ahead of time? You can drop your question ahead of time too, as long as it's like right with your comment, so Marita can write it down. Just because sometimes if we're like sitting here waiting, and then you're like, I don't know, or you're typing really slowly, it can take a minute. So if you have one, just drop your specific question, more specific than like, what does the universe want me to know?
Will they meet me for coffee?
That's too specific. What's in my future? I want a health, money, family reading. That's a little bit too much. So something a little bit more specific than that stuff. That'd be great.
Okay, beautiful.
Cool.
Let's do it. Oh my goodness.
Where is this? 8. Here, look at it. Talk about it.
Today we have Uluka Vahini. She who rides the owl brings justice. And if you follow my Instagram and my Facebook, I posted about the owl yesterday. Just saying.
I am the goddess of karma, wealth, and balance. I come to correct a dharma, that which is dark, unnatural, and against nature, life, love, and goodness. I redress the misuse of wealth and power. I enact divine justice and restore divine order. Trust in the innocence of your own soul and fear not, for I am ever watchful and my power brings truth. Divine justice is always brought to bear. Okay.
It's okay. Just don't look at her.
This is interesting. It's talking about how, from the perspective of people with awakened hearts, the world can sometimes appear to be a disturbing and frightening place where negative activity leads to prosperity. And I have to tell you, I've been having some moments around that recently over the past couple weeks. Whilst good and worthy people struggle and suffer. I don't really think about it that simplistically, but I think like the flavor of that. I'm being upstaged by our dog. What's going on?
Listen, we're being quiet now.
I'm being distracted by her movement. It may appear that those who have wisdom are barely heard. Oh my God, that's me. I know, I'm so freaking egotistical, it's hilarious. Whilst angry people with fear in their heart are afforded attention and power. Anyway, scroll down to the bottom. It's very easy with such a view of things for the pure of heart to become bitter, angry, and despairing. But you are meant to be a light in this world. So this, this card is really talking about the fact that we have to protect our energy and not like when we are feeling some of these feelings, like why do the people that are so manipulative or so divisive or whatever, not as whatever we think, we're having judgments about people. We don't understand why they're winning or successful or have power, right? So we start to get bitter and angry and sad and frustrated and righteous and hopeless. And this card is coming to say, when you start doing that, and this week, this is part of the reading for this coming week. I've been already feeling this past couple of weeks. You have to watch your own energy. Part of your task as somebody who has the heart to try to be a better person, to try to, not be the way that you see the things that you see, maybe people are not being very honorable, is to also watch your own energy, because you will get sucked into that human negativity through a slightly different pathway, right? Through this pathway of like, why can't this world work a different way? Why can't it be better? And you have to trust that there are energies to help support you. Yes, it is not necessarily easy to be at peace with the way the world is, but there are energies to support you, and you need to trust them. You need to lean on them. You need to ask them for help, and you need to take care of your own emotional and mental state and spiritual state, your nervous system, all of these things, to be part of the solution, to be part of the shift. Okay, the second card I got for everybody is this one. Beautiful card. Here, do you want to hold this one up too?
Yes, let me hold up. Let me do my
Diana?
job. Totemic Puma, Power Awakening.
It's a beautiful card, huh?
It is a beautiful card.
Very, Mexico, California,
Mexico,
like.
which is Mexico.
Yes, I know.
It's northern Mexico.
Yes. For those people in the
I'm
audience
just
who
kidding.
don't believe in your boundaries of your country, your historical boundaries, we're going to call it California for the sake of argument, okay?
I know, I'm just saying.
I am Puma. I awaken. We have a cat named Puma, by the way. So when I said that, I had a little giggle inside. I am Puma. And she's like, meow. I awaken within you the vigorous energy, fierce power, and ability to cut without hesitation when the moment is right. My patience and strategy, my preparation and precision, my fearlessness and decisiveness are now your own. Allow my sacred medicine to fill your soul and bring courage to your heart. You have come into your power. Puma moves through your soul as guardian and guide. It is a significant sign that you have come into your power. So don't waste energy. This is the theme of both of these cards. Don't waste energy. Step into your own power. Puma is coming to support you in stepping into your power, in being decisive and swift and courageous, and not wasting a whole bunch of energy getting engaged in bullshit, getting sucked into these spirals of human negativity. Or you could just call them, you can call them whatever you want, but they're basically like these vortexes of energy around conversations or things you're disappointed in, and they just draw all your energy into them. And I'm not saying they draw it in, meaning you are helpless, because you're not. That is what this reading is. It's telling you, you are not helpless. It is time to manage your energy and step into your power. You have it. Now is the moment. It's time to rise into your power. Like, it's happening already. That's what that card is saying. It's not like, step up. It's saying like, it's already happening. You are in your power. Let Puma assist you. Don't get sucked in to the BS. Okay, so that's what's happening this week. Let me know how that lands for folks. I'll be curious if that feels true. Some of this feels resonant. She's in the teepee.
Okay.
Some of this feels resonant for this past week, but I'm hoping at some point I'll feel like I'm stepping into my power, because right now I feel like I'm not quite there yet, but I feel that tipping point. Like, I see it. I just don't feel that I'm there yet, personally. The next stage.
Dan's here.
Dan.
Hello, Dan. We were earlier on.
Step into a bile pile of Puma. Yeah, you know what, Dan? Yes. You should do that. That's just a sign of, it's like when birds poop on you, it's good luck. If you step in a Puma pile,
there you go.
Good luck. That means you're just like super powerful and on fire. You should just not even wash that shit off and go for a date. You would nail it.
Please check out our friend Dan Geist at Engelgeist. He is one of the people that we go to get readings and charm readings, and he's
fucking hilarious.
He's
too.
Amazing, and
I just got a charm reading earlier today.
So did I. And it was hilarious.
And then, because Marita got on and got a charm reading after, I got to make lots of snarky comments about Marita's reading. That's what makes it fun to have the same reader. They can be like, ooh, well, based on what Rose has said, this is what I'm saying about yours, Marita. And I was like, dang it, so true. Look, Marita likes the chaos and like having a million different things. And I'm like, I don't necessarily want to live like that every day. Man knows.
Oh, well, here we go. There's your cards for the week. Step in the bile pile.
Very classily cut me off. That was funny.
So we're moving on to the second of 3 parts of our program. And the second part is to randomly pick 3 names to work with. I wanted to see, I did already. Te Ariki, are you still with us? Jackie Bueno, are you still with us?
Are you still with us?
And Kate Curry, are you still with us?
Fucking crack about how you say that every single time. Are you still with us?
If you are still watching, please give us a like in the comment.
If you're still alive,
Jackie Bueno is still here. So we do have Jackie. Jackie, we pulled your name for your card. Te Ariki, you are still here. So Te Ariki, if you could write in the comments if you're ready to go. And Kate Curry is good. So Kate, we're going to do a clearing for you. Jackie, we're going to do a reading. And Te Ariki, I just wanted to double check on your reading, your question. So if you could write in the comments, that would be great. Te Ariki. We'll wait till this all... I'm giving my own self hearts. If I don't love myself, who will?
I will.
I know, but I should love myself.
Sometimes I love you even when you don't love yourself.
I know. So let's, Kate Curry, you're still here?
Still got so much black stuff.
Yeah, I know, I've tried to. Let's start with Kate Curry. And then I'm still waiting on Te Ariki just to finalize this question. So Kate Curry, if you could give me something in the comments that you're ready to go for your clearing, we will start with you. Again, if you're just catching up, this is Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish, which is IX. Kate Curry is ready to go. This is Rose with Live by Design. This is something that we co-facilitate. This is a free offering that we've been doing for almost 3 years together. We have our own pages, our own businesses. So please like and follow us each individually. Rose is over at Live by Design and has this amazing group called the Adventurers Club. And so go check out if you want to, if you love adventure and you love courage. And it's not just like, oh, I want to go to Mount Everest. It's, do you have courage to stand up and be yourself, be in your truth? If you like all things shamanic, you come and see me. We just launched yesterday my rainbow class.
Didn't launch it. You started it.
Started it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. It's good. So, okay.
I know I heard tears. I heard screaming. I heard laughter. I'm just kidding.
It's all online. So, but yeah. Okay.
None of that happened. I couldn't hear anything, actually. I put my headphones on. I had my own session to worry about.
So, Te Ariki, you're going to be second. We're going to start with Kate. And we just need to finalize what your question is. Something about your spiritual path, but if you could be a little bit more clear, that'd be great. We will start with Kate Curry.
For a clearing?
Clearing. I can only think of curry sauce. No. Let's see.
The flavor that I got for you, Kate Curry, is lavender. Lavender with just a little bit of salt, right? Sounds delicious. Lavender ice cream, a little bit of salt. Both of those are very cleansing flavors, very cleansing flavors, very peaceful, calming, soothing. Salt obviously is a salty flavor. It's not like a cool flavor when you eat it, but it is a very cleansing flavor. You know, lavender and salt are both cleansing in very different ways. Lavender is very soothing to your nervous system. It helps you relax. It helps to get rid of headaches. And salt, excuse me. This always happens when I get readings. Salt is calming in a different way. You know, when you're by the ocean and moving water, It helps you with all the negative ions. That's not necessarily because of the salt though, but when you get in a salty bath, what are they called? Epsom salt baths, it helps soothe your muscles. I have actually a phrase that I love. It's a quote. What is it? There's salt water is a cure for everything. Sweat, tears, and the sea. So for you getting this flavor, it's almost like I wish I could just put you into like a nice hot Epsom salt bath with some lavender oil and just like that, like spa, quiet, really just like you hear the drip of the water. Like that's the only sound, just feeling that heat and that steam. But we're doing ice cream, so it's an ice cream flavor. This is going to be actually for your third chakra, which is interesting because usually I feel like people need energizing for their third chakra, which is going to be right at that solar plexus spot. I mean, there are many different chakra systems, but this one that we're working with is the 7 chakra system that Marley, most of you are familiar with. It's for your third chakra, which is like the seat of energy and heat and fire. So for you, for some reason, I'm actually getting that you need like some relaxation and ease there rather than like a boost, interestingly. So I don't know if you feel like you've been like, an overdrive, and maybe you just need to take a step back and let it regenerate from that spot. Did you get your flavor?
Yes, I got a shortbread cookie in the shape of a Christmas tree with green icing.
Okay, specific.
Very specific. And this is really about, you're talking about relaxing. This is about how relaxing can come through joy. And that anticipation sometimes doesn't have to be nerve-wracking like at Christmas, right? You're still going to get a gift. You might not get exactly what you want, but you're still going to get a gift. And so this is about, instead of your anxiety having you tell you the story that things are wrong and we're all going to die, can your anxiety be more curiosity? Can you come from a place of curiosity in that, oh my God, it's almost Christmas.
I was like, what? I like immediately believed that was genuine. You're like, I was like, what? Did you see the pig? Do we have a pig in our yard again?
So that's what I got. And you got it for your third?
Third.
Same. So
interesting.
Seems that there needs to be joy, curiosity, and kind of some calm to bring that about.
And if you're interested, look up the third chakra and just like read a little bit more about what that is about, what that looks like, what that feels like, all of that. These are not hard and fast. These are things that are meant to, they're a tool to support you and your energetic balance. Okay. So take it as such.
Disconnecting. Thank you.
Who's next?
We've got Te Ariki, who is questioning, wants a card pull to see if their spiritual gifts are getting stronger.
Oh, okay. Te Ariki, have you been having intense dreams lately? I'll tell you why I'm asking in a second.
I'm also curious about the use of the word stronger. Is it just that they're more intense? Like she's saying intense dreams. Are you feeling things more? Hi, Patrick. Good to see you.
Hi, Patrick. Hi, Jill Louise. Hi, Christina. Hello, everybody who's watching that we didn't already say hello to.
Jackie, you're on deck. You're next. Yes, vivid dreams, it seems. Okay, so what's the card? Here you go. Hiaka, sorceress of life. Well, if you got an owl on your head, and here's owl again. And what did Marita post yesterday? Owl. Okay, so it seems that there's a lot of owl energy going on right now. And look at here, you've got owl energy and you've got volcanic energy, which is eruptive, right? For a volcano to erupt, it takes time. So a lot of things sifting and growing and then it goes kaboom, right? We live in Hawaii, we know. And then you also have this beautiful kind of rainbow light coming from behind. So,
Hiaka is a goddess of Hawaii.
yeah. So here is
the hula goddess.
The hula. So is Pele though, but whatever.
Well, she's one of the ones that
She's one of the ones.
Watches over the dancers.
Beautiful.
Chant, sorcery, and medicine.
Okay.
So the energy of this card is not specifically saying that your gifts are getting stronger. There is an element of that, but it's also saying that, like, as you're going through a little bit of an initiation.
Oh, it was one of their spirit guides.
You're going through a little bit of an initiation. So it's time to call on your supports to help protect you, to mentor you, to support you through this process. Because as you're going through this process, it's going to dig up a lot of old shit. And some of that is going to could feel like, I like what you said at the beginning. You're saying, like, sometimes you don't know, is it just, there's like an intensity to it? Does it feel like the volume is turned up really loud? It doesn't necessarily mean your gifts are getting stronger. It might just mean that the volume is turned up a little bit louder for a while. So in your case, the stuff that is getting stirred up will create intensity. So some of what you might be feeling in whatever else is going on besides the dreams is coming not necessarily just from your gifts becoming stronger. It's coming from the stuff getting stirred up.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. So it's like when you are going through this initiation, when you're going through a big shift, which is why you need to call and ask for help. So if Owl is one of your guides or your mentors, your supports, to ask for help through this process. Another thing that it says is it's really important to stay connected to your joy, to your physical joy, your embodiment, your movement, and everything. And don't forsake it during this process because of the intensity and the fact that there is kind of this initiation process happening, this shift happening, it's going to be important to take care of yourself through that process, through things like dance, like music, like movement, and stay connected to your happiness. Yeah. Is there anything you want to add?
I think that, once the pot is being stirred, everything's being stirred, everything's getting louder, right? So this is really a necessary time for filtration, right? Being able to filter. So as everything's stirring up, everything's getting louder, everyone's talking. So you're going to have a lot of discernment. That's why Owl is a great guide for discerning. What do I have to pay attention to now? Because whether it's, your neighbor, you're going to hear your neighbor be louder as well as a spirit, right? So it's really important to have discernment and then come from a place of empowerment where you can choose by negotiating what you want to pay attention to, right? So one of the greatest things to do at a time like this is clearing and cleansing, right? Really making sure that you're doing your practices every day, asking Mother Earth for a root, clearing energy out, being grounded and in a way where you can exist. What is your mind doing, your body doing, your essence doing? How are they all doing throughout the day? And checking consistently with yourself, right? You know how nurses check in, if you're a patient in a ward, like consistently, they're every couple hours checking in on you. That's exactly what you need to do to yourself. You need to check in on the hour, every hour. How am I doing now? How am I doing now? And that consistent checking in will allow you to figure out what's going on, what you want to pay attention to or not.
That joy is also meant to be that filter. So like when Marita's talking about how, if you imagine like this, what did you say, this pot basically getting stirred? It's stirring up both the old shit and very vital parts of you that will strengthen your power. But if you don't understand how to separate them out and filter out the old stuff and heal it and move it through, then that's just going to become activated and like taking over, right? And that's where that joy and that dance and all of these things come in, because they're going to help you to filter out the stuff and process the stuff that's the old junk that needs to be processed and moved. And that's going to allow there to be space for that sort of latent vitality, those gifts to come up more and take up more space, as opposed to being mixed in with all the junk that is coming to the surface to be healed, right? Because it's just been, there's layers. There's just always layers. There's always layers. It's like, archaeology, geology in all of us, right? Cool. I'm gonna leave it there. Disconnecting. I hope that was helpful for you. Who's next? Jackie?
Jackie. Todavía estás aquí, Jackie. Let us know, huh? Again, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to do our final reading, and then we're going to, for the group, for the individuals, and then we're going to do our final clearing. So the way that you participate in the final clearing is to just write permission granted. And after that, we close everything and you go back to your evening, night, day, wherever you are around the world, because we have people from around the world. So kia ora to all our friends in New Zealand. Good day for everyone in Australia. That was horrible.
That was just embarrassing.
Horrible. I know.
Hello. Who are you? Crocodile Dundee?
I don't even know. Yes, I know. But to everyone in Australia, who we actually know very well. Hello.
People in Australia.
I know.
I apologize. I'm not with this person. We don't say things like that in this household.
Oh, God. Okay. So we got Jackie's here. Let's pull her
You guys
card.
got a rare, close seat to the action, because Marita actually does terrible accents like on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
I'm
what was that?
horrible at accents.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Like
And
Scotch,
I know that.
South African or something.
I know
like
that. And then, but I still try. And it's just, Rose is amazing. But I love accents.
Amazing.
That's the thing. Okay, let's go. Let's draw some
Okay.
cards.
Okay. What's the question?
Should she start working out of her house? Okay.
I think this is
Okay.
What are all those for? No. I'm saying it's okay.
That's for me.
Yes, I know. I could tell. I was like, oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh my goodness. So thanks everyone for joining us. If you're interested in joining us in a smaller setting, with longer time.
That just sounded to go the smaller setting, longer.
Smaller setting, less
We
people,
do
more
a
time.
private group
Yes.
called Ice Cream Social.
You're interested in joining us, Patreon, and I'll put the link on here later. It's really the most amazing deal out there. You get both of us
It is
for
kind of
90
insane.
minutes for
Maybe
$20-some.
Maybe we should stop telling people, because I feel like even though you think what a deal would be like a good sales pitch, I feel like it actually kind of doesn't work. I feel
Okay.
like people kind of go, I don't want a deal. I want to spend a lot of money on
If you
myself
wanna
and then
spend a lot of
decide that
money-
I am worth it. Like
you wanna
that's
spend a
where
lot of
people are at
money.
right now.
My one-on-ones have increased a lot.
Yeah, you want to spend a lot of money? Come over to my side of the castle. Let me tell you,
even more
I'm not
expensive.
cheap, friend.
She's not. Okay, so here we go,
Master's
Jackie.
degree to pay off. All right.
Okay, my friend, here we go. Amaru 26. Here we go. The Beautiful Place. Which has lions, tigers, and bears. No, I'm just kidding. And
This
then
one, well, let's see.
okay,
Let's
so
see
this
if
is
we
what
need-
we're
let's see if
this is
we
what
need
we're
that.
getting. Amaru.
So I love, first of all, that it says the beautiful place, because you're asking like a place and space oriented question, which is kind of funny. It's okay. I think I'm going to sound like I'm contradicting myself as I explain this, but just bear with me for a second. So you do need to look at what is the problem you're trying to solve with this solution?
Interesting.
Like what is it exactly that's causing you to do this? Look at the whole problem. Look at the whole kind of challenge, or, you know, problem is very value laden, but it doesn't need to be thinking of it as like a bad thing. But look at the whole situation that you're trying to do something about. And it's actually going to get simpler and clearer to recognize what you need to do. So my undergrad's in design. A lot of it was focused on like, how do you actually design things? Not like the process of drawing it and creating it. That was part of it. But a lot of it was like, how do you go about figuring out what a problem is and thereby creating a solution that addresses the real problem? Because people like to go around the world being like, I know this is a problem, I'm going to run in and solve it. And then realize that later they haven't actually looked closely enough at what the real challenge was. And so all the work that they put in ends up being not pointless, but it ends up not really addressing what could have been addressed, right? Tons of examples of this. White people from, you know, the United States going to India and being like, all these people need is a well in this part of town. And, you know, they'll do all this work and put in all this shit. And then people will be like, that wasn't the real problem. You know, it's way different. And if you had bothered to actually like connect and ask and like clarify what the real challenge was, we could have come up with a simpler and better solution. And for you, it's kind of similar. It's like there's some part of the issue that if you pause and look at the whole situation, will actually help you get super clear on what the next steps need to be. And that there's an outcome that is actually like more divinely inspired, is what the book says. But, you know, yeah, is a slightly better outcome than you're able to picture right now once you take a step back and look at the problem a little bit more, like from a few different angles, and be like, what is it that I'm really trying to, like, what's the real issue here? Because sometimes we might be very focused, but the problem might actually include some other stuff. And then it's like, have you ever had those moments where you take a step back from something and then you come up with this like really creative solution that actually solves like another problem that you had too, and you're like, this is fucking perfect, why didn't I even think of this?
Also just think that this card says come to Hawaii. No, I'm just kidding. So are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I want to show the alliances that you have here. Here you have the moon, right? Here you have butterfly. Here you have more butterfly. Here you have hummingbird, volcano, ocean, cacao. Look, east side, west side, falcon. What's the thing that rises up again? What are these things called? Phoenix, not falcon. Unicorn, bebé, a lion. There you go. Look at all those alliances. I just wanted you to look at it.
The one thing that the card does say is that you should like trust totally in the inspiration that comes through your your guides and your alliances. Like just totally surrender and trust that they are going to guide you in the right direction. What does it actually say?
Sending you a picture.
Will lead you away from the limitations of your current thinking.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Any other last?
No.
Cool. There you go, Jackie.
I'm going to be quiet.
You're going to be quiet. You are going to be quiet.
It is possible. Okay, everyone. Thanks for everyone who's joined us. Thanks for everyone who wrote permission granted. We're going to do the final clearing for the group. I need another one. Can you do it, please? Thank you.
I got cacao. But the fruit, like when it's still raw, you know, when it still has that like white juicy fruit around the bean.
Everyone.
Well, those are fermented at this point, but and also we should have been stirring them more, I realized.
Yeah, I got it.
I know.
We're making
cacao pods, you know, before chocolate is like chocolate, there's many steps, and the original fruit is like this pod like this. We don't have any right now, otherwise I'd show you. And it has ridges. It kind of, yeah, this is a super dry half of one, but it's really like before it dries, it's really thick. This part's really thick, like the rind of like a really thick grapefruit or like a pomelo. It's like that thick. And the outside has these big ridges on it, which you can barely see right now. They're usually like somewhere between green, yellow, orange to red. But the fruit inside, it's all these beans around like this central kind of core, and they're covered in white fruit, and it's really like juicy and soft usually. They're delicious. Mm-hmm. They're so good. But the beans, you don't really eat. I mean, the beans are pretty bitter. I'm more used to them now because I've made so much cacao. I've had it raw enough times so when I eat it, I'm like, it's bitter, but I don't like make that, oh my God, it's so bitter taste. And I forget how bitter it is because when some friends of ours visited, they tried some and they were like, oh my God, that's really bitter. And I warned them, but then, yeah, it still was like, I'm good. That's delicious, but I don't need any more. So this flavor, in an interesting way, it's coming to you. Let me see. How am I going to put words to this? I'm just going to say some words that come out immediately, which are not going to be cohesive, which is sacredness, returning to the forest, learning new languages and old ways,
Are you saying they should come for
protecting the forest and the old ways? You know, something I was talking about earlier today is what feels like the energy of this clearing is about. And this energy of this clearing is a little bit of like a call to action, actually. When you really love places, you're going to treat them so differently. You're going to protect them. You will understand their sacredness. You'll understand why we would work so hard and fight so hard to stop the fucking Amazon from being, burnt down and cleared for cattle. You understand why people fight so hard to protect a river, why people fight so hard to protect these sacred things that are just being wiped from the face of our planet, while we meanwhile consume chocolate to soothe our horribly, stressed feelings. Meanwhile, you talk about this on the chocolate page all the time. Most of that chocolate is made by child labor, by slavery. And I'm not saying that we, can do everything ethically in our lives, because the reality is we're part of a system that is so intertwined. It's pouring rain here right now.
That's cool, by the way.
That's rain. But when you really learn to love a place, to love a tree, an ecosystem, a plant, a bean, a chocolate plant, its tiny little flowers, you develop a completely different relationship with it. One of the sort of sub-secret missions of my work is to have people fall so in love with the world and with cultures and with each other that we treat it differently, and we treat each other differently, and we treat the world with reverence and awe, and we're just in love with it, right? Why do you think I care about adventure so much? It's not just to go out and burn a bunch of fuel and fly some crazy plane, even though that's fun too, right? So there is this return to reverence, and it's a call to action. It's not a clearing. What did you get?
Along the same lines of sacredness, I got Mamey again. I got it last week, and I think I get Mamey because it's.
I think you got it in Ice Cream Social.
Oh, okay. Because it is. because it's an exotic flavor that not a lot of people have experienced.
Same with cacao. It doesn't really travel well. So once it's like most people in other places where it doesn't grow, you will never have tasted a fresh cacao bean. Sorry.
That being said, as I try to get back on my roll, it's the idea that sacredness doesn't have to be exotic and foreign. And sometimes we think that sacredness has to be this thing, we have to go to the mountain, right? And so we go to the mountain and we go to the retreats and still go on retreats. But then we go back to our daily lives. And we have to understand that the path that we're called to walk is one of sacredness, one of ceremony every day. And the way that you do that, step by step throughout the day, checking in with yourself. Am I cohesive right now? Am I cohesive now? Am I honoring everything around me, and especially myself? I can't honor things outside of me if I don't honor myself. And so this is also the rain clearing coup came in, is that stop treating sacredness like religion. Stop treating spirituality like religion or something outside that is foreign that you have to go to. Who knows when we will be able to travel the way that we were traveling before, at the prices we were traveling before. So there's still sacredness on Zoom interactions like this. There's still sacredness in how you drink your cacao or drink your tea, and support people like us who are making slave-free cacao, and not just slave-free, but paying people living first world. I mean, the US is still first world. We're not number one, thank God. And I'm not from here. First world currency for their work. This is where I'm going to have a little diatribe here, because when people are like, oh, but I'm supporting these people, you're paying them $5 a day. Or less. That is still slavery. If you're going into Guatemala, Costa Rica, I don't care where you go, Côte d'Azur, Ivory, and wherever, and you're like, oh, but I'm paying them a good day's wage. And so I'm getting my cacao, I'm getting it for $12 a pound. Who the fuck does that? Do you know what that means? You are allowing those people to still live in their conditions, so you can live in your condition, which is you don't want to pay for it. I'm just saying that. I'm having a diatribe.
It's like when you travel to places where everything is really, really cheap, but you still fight with people about how much you're going to pay them for their stuff, even though like you can afford it. No fucking problem. Yeah. It's just not a good look. Like just place some of your wealth into a different direction. It will actually do.
Hey, stop it.
That was weird.
Our chihuahuas. So this is talking about how sacredness is even also understanding that there is a cost to it, right? And it's not just time, but it's also money. Our money is our time, and make sure that you're doing it. So maybe you have less. Maybe you buy less. Maybe you do less, but the things that you do have so much more depth. The cacao that you drink has a level to it that unlike a cacao that you've had in the world. That's why our cacao is so expensive, right? I'm not trying to sell it. I'm sold out anyways. But this is about, instead of this wanderlust, can you have wonderment every day? That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, there's your one-liner, folks. There you go. Marita loves those one-liners, people. If you haven't been here before, then you haven't seen nothing yet.
So thank you everyone for joining us. This is Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. This is Rose with
Live by Design. I just finished 16 amazing shadow alchemy sessions. I am going to begin offering those on a paid basis. I just opened new coaching packages as well. If you want to support us, please go like our pages. Go and join my group. Go follow what we're doing. All of that makes a difference. Yeah, if you want to be a part of this, just hashtag Patreon. if you are out there, you know that it really matters. And there's a lot of people doing stuff with like way less integrity and training, because a lot of people like exploded onto the scene during the pandemic.
Yeah, I've been trained since I was born.
So just
all my life.
If you noticed a different quality to the way that we do things on this live compared to maybe some things you've seen in the past, it's because, again, no shade on people who are like just starting to get trained or just decided to be a coach or just woke up. That's wherever you are.
That's great.
Perfect. But if you need a level of support that includes a different level of experience, expertise, a different level of like lived experience within certain practices and training, then support what we're doing. It makes a big difference. We don't try to stir controversy or create a lot of like, whoa, around ourselves, because I think it's counterproductive if you're doing it in a way that creates a lot of division and divisiveness.
We don't have to. We just exist, and it's very divisive for some people.
Oh, yeah, that's hashtag true facts. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Have a beautiful day wherever in the world you are.
Remember to live your life
to the sweetest, and we will see you next week, if not sooner. Hashtag Patreon, peeps.
Mahalo, everyone.